pressure is dropping, so he sends Ted to fix it. However, when Ted turns the valve, he's suddenly hit by some electricity that slams him into the wall and knocks him out. While Norman comes to turn the valve, the squid continues to attack, so Barnes orders Norman to activate the high voltage current again. As soon as he pulls the lever, the squid disappears, but a fire also starts in the room. While the group rushes to put it out and Ted wakes up to help, the emergency doors get activated, so Barnes jams them with a box to avoid getting trapped. Unfortunately, when he tries to move, the box slips and the door crushes Barnes to death. At the same time, a part of the ceiling falls on Ted and gets him stuck, so he tells Norman to get out while the flames take him and kill him before they extinguish themselves. Afterward, Norman tries to contact Jerry to ask who put out the flames, but in return Jerry asks if he liked the squid and reveals he can manifest more. Norman tries to explain how these manifestations are killing people, but the messages just ask him to stop calling him Jerry. Then Norman goes to check on Harry, who is reading 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. When Norman mentions the attack, Harry says he slept through it, then he mentions he loves this book but he can't get past page 87 because it's too scary. Norman tells him about all the deaths and the fact most of their oxygen is gone, but Harry remains oddly calm. Later, Beth reminds Norman that they must reset the mini-sub. Norman admits to her he's suspicious of Harry and even thinks he may be responsible for the incidents, so he'll do the resetting and Beth will keep an eye on Harry to keep him away from the mini-sub. Then Norman goes out and quickly does the reset, but on his way back, he notices bubbles coming out of his suit and calls Beth for help. However, it's Harry who replies, explaining that he has a faulty valve but he should be fine. Norman keeps moving and when he reaches the ladder, a snake suddenly attacks him. There's a lot of struggle and then the creature just leaves, so Norman can return safely to the habitat. Sometime later, the guys notice Beth going into the spacecraft and ask her why. Beth explains she's looking for food because they ran out, but Harry says there's a lot of food in the kitchen. Norman gets angry and yells at Beth for not keeping watch as promised. He also tells her about the food in the kitchen. Beth checks the fridge and cupboard and gets confused, swearing that she saw them empty earlier. Norman